But, and then she tries to settle in for a hold down on the ground, a 25-second pin, but Schmutz traps the leg and negates that one. The holder's got to be clear of any encirclement of the fighter underneath's legs. So dying seconds of the match. Schmutz still diving underneath and trying to roll Clement over. The score, it's well ahead for Clement. She's got a 7-point score and a 5-point score against a single 5-point score of Schmutz's. 7 seconds to go. And Clement there looking in for the ground. Nice chance now to waste a little bit of time on the ground. And that's it, it's time. And Clement, Inga Clement of Belgium, gets the gold medal in the under 52 kilo category. So well fought match there by this relative newcomer. As I said before, she was a gold medalist in Europe in '97, but nothing for 4 years, except this year when she seems to come back on the scene. So a good start, good return to the international mat. The bronzes in this under 52 went to Dinia of Romania and Tignola of France. For the British Eurosport viewers, this Singleton of Great Britain placed 5th, and she lost to Schmutz, just short of a medal. So there was that leg grab that gave that 7-point score just towards the end for Inga Clement. Stay with us, we'll be back very shortly. European Judo Championships is the men's under 66 kilo category, between two new faces, Margoshvili of Georgia and Mir Zaliev of the Ukraine. Both strong judo and wrestling nations, and we've seen in the past some very strong competitors from both these countries. Mir Zaliev of the Ukraine in the blue suit, and Margoshvili of Georgia in the white suit. And neither of these wrestlers have won any medals in continental or world championships. But they're from countries with strong wrestling and judo traditions. So both as left-sided sweep knee wheel type attack there, comes across with the left there, and there's a beautiful throw there. Pushed his left leg through, sensed a weakness and kept the movement going. That's Mir Zaliev there in the blue, taking the gold medal in the opening seconds of this under 66 kilo final in spectacular form with that left Harai Goshi Oguruma type action. And what a clean, lovely throw that was. I think Margoshvili underestimated that. The leg came across, he seemed to ignore it, and next thing he knew he was going through space and ended up on his back. So gold there goes to Mir Zaliev of the Ukraine, silver to Margoshvili of Georgia. Bronzes went to Bembu Daoud of France and Daoud of France, Kranach of Slovakia. So nice result. Then let's look at that technique again. Throws his leg across for a lefto soto, loses a bit, but then just keeps on going, and nevertheless Margoshvili flies off it. It looks like he almost avoids it, and then Mir Zaliev keeps going, keeps the grip on. That's the important thing. Keep the opponent's arms tied up so he can't get the arms down. You see how he pulls that bottom arm up and under to stop Margoshvili getting that arm to the ground and maybe stopping the ippon. So, well, nice score there. Always nice to see the big ippons. That's what judo's all about. Now we're coming up to our women's super lightweight under 48 kilo final. It's between Josinet of France here in the white suit and Laura Moisa of Romania in the blue suit. There's Laura Moisa. Laura Moisa of Romania in the blue there. She's reigning European champion. Not too much international form for Josinet. She beat the Olympic silver medalist in the early rounds of this tournament. That's Brulatova of Russia. But apart from that, she's a new one for this international match. Moisa of Romania, we're back to us right now. Reigning European champion, second in Europe in 99, fifth in Europe in 98. So it looks like Moisa of Romania may well take this one, but let's see. France has a strong system for bringing first-class competitors through. And Josinet would not have got to this position representing France unless she was strong and confident. So let's see what she does against the Romanian. Comes over high there with that right-sided grip, hooks in. She's got that grapevine attack, tries the Uchimata, and dumps Moisa down. And no score is yet called for that one. Very close. Moisa landed more or less on her front. We'll be seeing now how Josinet is dangerous with that high grip and that leg, that grapevine move. Reminiscent of Douillet there, in fact, on the left. That's how he does some of his moves. He grapevines his right leg round. Moisa there, opening the attack on the left, attacking both legs of Josinet. Both girls now having a little kicking match by the look of it. Now it's a right-sided Osoto attempt from Josinet. Stream right posture. And Moisa goes for the pickup. The Skuinagi, the scoop throw. And Josinet hanging on in there, got her leg inserted back through the legs of Moisa in order to stop the lift. The action stops on the edge of the mat. So nothing in it at this point. Now will Josinet come over again, as we saw before, with that right hand of hers. So very opened out posture here. Both fighters only with one arm on. Not impossible to throw with one arm, but it's... and for that extreme gripping, they're given a penalty apiece. So that levels it up. For each of them, 3 points against. And Moisa there, left side on again. And Josinet lunging for the grip. Couldn't get it. And Moisa comes across again. Look, Moisa with two hands on, Josinet with only one. Now she locks on a bit. There's another grapevine from Moisa, but that Moisa tries to lift. But in fact, as she tries to lift on Josinet, she loses her balance, drops on her back, and that gives the ippon to Josinet. Moisa lost that one. She hopped and she heaved, and unfortunately, as she did so, she landed on her back. So a shock upset there for Moisa of Romania, the reigning European champion. Newcomer Josinet takes the gold medal in the under 48 kilo category. Moisa, silver medal. Bronzes went to Simons of Belgium and Macri of Italy. So another medal for France, another gold medal. And a moment of a lapse moment there for Moisa. She hooked in, she hopped, she heaved, and then she gave it away by falling on her back. Of course, it's never quite as simple as that. Players don't actually fall on their back of their own free will. They're quite often helped there, of course, in the middle of those mix-ups. There you see, hooks her leg in, tries the lift, but then Josinet just bears down on her with her weight, and that was enough to drop Moisa down on her back. So let's watch that one again. There's the lift, but then Josinet hangs on in there, pushes her weight down. Josinet trying the lift there. Dangerous moment for Josinet. But then Moisa overturns the wrong way, for her that is. Needed to turn the other way and gave away the ippon. Ippon, the outright winning score. Now we go on to our men's under 60 kilos final. One of the lighter weights, or the lightest weight, I should say. And here we have, in the blue suit, not in the blue suit, Soya of France in the white suit. Another newcomer from France. And he's fighting Elchin Ismailov of Azerbaijan, who's reigning European champion. Ismailov of Azerbaijan, placed 7th in the Sydney Olympics. He's reigning European champion, and he got that by beating Despozel of France last year. So here he is again in the final, fighting another Frenchman, Cyril Soyer, in the white suit, whose best results so far is to place 2nd in this year's Paris tournament. It's a tough tournament, and so he got that far, but that's as best he's done on the international stage. And Elchin Ismailov is the seasoned fighter. Goes for a leg grab there. He's got the right side, now goes for a lift there, drops in low, looking for that either a low turn from the ground or a higher lift. And Soyer gets his left arm on there, left-sided grip. And Israel tries a twitch there, goes one way, twitches the other way. Referee gives him a 5-point score for that one, so Soyer opening up the scoring there with 1 Yuko, 1 5-point score. Feints one way, goes the other way, drops, sticks his leg out, and that took Ismailov over for a 5-point score. We see the trousers of Ismailov there, the cord that holds them up, coming loose. Let's watch right there. Was it? There's the. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he drops him down on his side. Because all these fighters try and turn onto their front as they go over, so it's very difficult quite sometimes to see quite whether the flank or the back even touches. They so quickly go into these rolls. That's the left-sided stomach throw. That's a throw we see a lot of from the French. When I say left-sided, I mean more side tomoe, Yoko tomoe, which is not where you take the opponent directly over your head, but where you flip him to the side more. So certainly Soyer of France, Cyril Soyer making all the running so far in this match. And Ismailov has only got his right arm on there, left arm is just hanging back. He'll get penalised if he's not careful for inactivity. The French team there, Trano. Yeah, there we go, it's a penalty. So that puts Soyer of France with 1 5-point score, 1 3-point score. And there's a drop through for a shoulder throw and a follow swing round. Comes underneath, but he keeps turning and tries to grab him with his other arm, but misses it by a mile. Soyer well in the lead now. Ismailov not really coming through with much at all now. He's an awkward fighter, but difficult to say that there's anything he's doing. Now that is a foul, an outright foul. And the referee is calling the judges in. You cannot try that throw and do it with a forward roll. That has broken necks in the past, and it's one of the things you cannot do in judo. You're not allowed to endanger yourself in that way. And let's see if Soyer, who was in the lead, will get disqualified outright. Yes, it's Han Sokumake. Well, Soyer gave that one away. He gave the gold medal to Ismailov with that silly move. He ought to have known better. Well, the crowd don't think much of it, but they ought to know their judo, because France is a judo country. So Ismailov, still the reigning European champion, having beaten another Frenchman. Well, that's the way it goes. That was fair enough. You cannot make that rolling move from that attack. There have been cases in the past of players breaking their necks from it. And in fact, I think one player actually died from that some time ago. So let's watch that. Now we see Soyer, he turns in, starts the lift on the inside of the leg. Now watch where the head goes. Now he takes his head underneath and he starts to roll directly forward. You can see his head goes down, you can see the danger to his head at that point, and he keeps on rolling. Well, it's just an outright foul, so he paid the penalty for that one. Could have broken his own neck, actually. danger comes in this throw is when the other player just dumps his weight down, and there you see the head will just collapse and maybe the neck go, depending on the weight of the person above. So that was ridiculous. That was a silly move there by Soye. Still, as a young man, he'll live and learn. He won't live too long if he doesn't learn quickly from that particular move. Bronzes in this event went to Taymans of Belgium and Kurgiani of Georgia, which actually was exactly the same result as last year. The only difference was the Frenchman in the final. In which, last year it was Despazel. So stay with us, we'll be back after the break with more judo. In the white judo suit, and between Anne-Sophie Mondière of France in the blue suit. The open event is the no weight category event, almost exclusively the preserve of the biggest fighters. Nothing to stop a lighter fighter going in, of course, this one. Don't weigh them in any way. But mostly it's the big ones. And here we see Sandra Kerpen in the white. Placed 5th in the Sydney Olympics, 3rd in Europe in 99, 3rd in Europe 98, 5th in the Worlds in 95. She's a big girl, I would say around the 120, 130 kilo mark. And here fighting Anne-Sophie Mondière of France in the blue suit. Mondière, another new face, another new product of the French judo system. Coming through, very much outweighed by Kerpen. Kerpen uses her weight very well. Doesn't overcommit too much with the movements. But when she does move into a throw, she throws all her weight into it. And there you see, she scooped the feet away of Mondière and then just leaned on her and took her to the ground. So it's quite a lot of weight comes down. And sometimes very much smaller opponents. Kerpen also, incidentally, is world women's sumo champion. Germany has a very strong amateur sumo team. Recently won the World Sumo Championships when they beat the Japanese team, believe it or not. And the women are just as strong. So a little bit of stress there for Mondière from that exchange of movements. 4-minute final, 4-minute fighting time that is. And Mondière there tries a throw, gets squashed back by Kerpen. Kerpen now settling in for the Osai Komi, the hold down. And that's one awful lot of weight and power bearing down on Mondière. And Mondière looks to me like she can hardly breathe, it's so tight around her upper body. She can try and catch Kerpen's legs, but I don't think she's going to get under that, under those thighs of Kerpen, and that's it. Kerpen wins with the 25-second Osai Komi, the hold down over Anne-Sophie Mondière of France. Silver to Mondière, gold to Kerpen. Bronzes go to Karina Bryant of Great Britain, one of Britain's 2 bronzes, and Rodina of Russia. So brave attempt there by the French girl against this much bigger and more experienced competitor from Germany. You can see the difference in size between the two of them. So decisive win there on the ground by Kerpen. Win with a hold down. Don't see too many of those in competition now. Mostly scores are from throws or throwing movements. See the occasional arm lock, occasional strangle, or even rarer strangle. So let's watch that. So the French girl comes in for a throw, just makes absolutely no impact on the size of Kerpen. Kerpen just swings her backwards and then swivels over Mondière's legs. She's got to get clear of those legs and then locks in tight around the upper body and pins her there for 25 seconds. So European gold medal for the German. Second of Germany's medals in this championship. Second of Germany's, 2 of Germany's gold medals, I should say. And condolences for Anne-Sophie Mondière. Well, She's going to fight in the heavy category, the open category. That's what she's going to have to expect, is to meet the big ones. And now our men's open final. The last of our finals is between Van der Geest of Netherlands in the blue, and he's fighting Alexander Mikhailin of Russia. The Russian in the white, third in the world in 99, third in Europe 99. Van der Geest, on the other hand, is reigning European champion. He beat the Russian last year in the final. He beat Timonov. Third in the world in 99, third in Europe 99 and 98. So Van der Geest, on paper, marginally more experienced. Mikhailin, though, in the earlier rounds beat Tartaroglu. Very experienced competitor. But apart from that, not too much form. Third in the world, as I've said, and third in Europe 99. Van der Geest in the blue. Right-sided, throws his leg across, and there's a counter move there by Mikhailin. Mikhailin coming round, trying to get past the legs, looking for a hold down, same as Kerpen did. Got very close to that. Bit of frenzied activity from Van der Geest there as he tried to stop that move round past his legs. Succeeded more or less so. Van der Geest tries the throw, gets swiveled backwards, and then a little trip behind his knee drops him to the ground for a score, and then a follow-up on the ground. So there's Van der Geest's opening attack, and then you see the Russian swinging him back and down to the ground. So did Mikhailin stretch his ribs a bit there? Looks like it. So that was a Ari for Mikhailin there. That's one 7-point score. 7 out of 10 is 10-point score wins the match there and then. 2 7-point scores do as well. The other scores do not accumulate. So Mikhailin in the lead at this point with 7 points. That's a good lead for any judo person in a final. And can he get another 7-point? Now he's hooking on the left there. Slightly awkward Kosoto action there with his left leg on Van der Geest. And Mikhailin threatening with that again, but the referee stops the action. Is it going to be a passivity warning? Let's just see. Now his trousers are coming undone. So this Mikhailin, quite an awkward customer. Russia, of course, seems to be making a little bit of a resurgence in its judo, very strong, when, of course, the Soviet Union was in existence. So there was a passivity there, as I predicted. But, of course, the Russian Prime Minister now, is it, or President Putin, is a judo man, and he's actively encouraging the judo both in Russia and internationally. So there was a nice little move there by Mikhailin. He spun Van der Geest over on that low kneeling position in a sort of low-level uchimata, and then settled in, and that was another Wazari, and that gave him the double combination, the combination of 2 Wazaris making 1 ippon. Well, it was a low throw, but it was very neatly taken. Fine, there's the scoreboard. The W indicates the Wazari. 2 of those combined to make an ippon. So Alexander Mikhailin of Russia takes the gold medal. Silver to Van der Geest of Holland. And let's watch that one. Now, there's that kneeling position of Van der Geest. And now you see the Russian just doing a low throw on him, but low throws count. Doesn't have to be a high throw. So that's it, drops to his knees, fails in his own attempt to throw, and there, you see the twist through and round. Maybe a bit generous for a Wazari, but it was slick enough. It was done very neatly, and a fair amount of impact as Van der Geest's shoulders hit the mat. Bronzes in this open event went to Chorchishvili of Georgia and Shismadia of Hungary. Well, at the end of this European Championships, it's been a sort of quiet European Championships. The stadium could have been fuller. French have explained it by saying that they've only hosted this event at the last minute, and a lot of people have made other arrangements. Other reason might be it's been the first decent weather that the French have had for months and months, and a lot of French have got out of town quickly to enjoy the sunshine. Who knows? And also, of course, the French